Hello, sweet friends. We are on day 26 of Wisdom Month, spending time each and every day growing in our wisdom through God's Word here in the Book of Proverbs. And so be sure, if you haven't done so already, down in the description box is a link. I send you a free email each and every day with these videos, 3 key wisdom points and 3 reflection questions, as we want to be gaining this wisdom but applying it to our lives as well. And if you haven't done so, I highly recommend sharing this with a friend who could be encouraged by some biblical wisdom. I think it'd be so wonderful to see this community grow, and studying is always more fun with a friend. So day 26, let's dive into it. Honor is no more associated with fools than snow with summer or rain with harvest. Wow, that's clear. Like a fluttering sparrow or a darting swallow, an undeserved curse will not land on its intended victim. Guide a horse with a whip, a donkey with a bridle, and a fool with a rod to his back. Again, the wisdom we see, the things here, he's not saying go and whip horses and bridle donkeys and smack around everybody you don't like with a rod. But the wisdom that we glean from this is so important, because we see here that a fool is like a dumb animal that can only be guided by brute force. We see a world today that is full of fools. And I think it's really important for each and every one of us to hold that mirror up before ourselves and say, where am I at? Am I truly using the wisdom and common sense that the Lord has given me? How am I living these things out each day, truly applying them and working through them? Lord, I don't want to be the fool. And I know sometimes in life, I definitely am. So being able to receive that conviction and to change and move forward is a really important thing. Verse 4. Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are. Okay? See how this gave a very stark description of a fool. And we all, I'm sure, went, well, that's not me. I definitely don't need, no, not me. Well, this says, don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are. How many times have you gotten wrapped up in an argument that was foolish? It just was. Whether it was in person, it was online, it's comments that you're leaving. Maybe you're not even actually leaving the comment, but you're engaging in them, you're reading them, and you're thinking them in your head. They're consuming your thoughts, even if you're not actually posting them. Well, are we becoming just as foolish as this guy when we're getting wrapped up in these types of arguments? Again, we're all guilty of this, I'm sure, to multiple degrees, but let's hold these mirrors up and truly let this wisdom reflect through us. Okay? Verse 5. Be sure to answer the foolish arguments of fools, or they will become wise in their own estimation. Again, it's understanding here when we see these things that it's not being descriptive, it's prescriptive. And so understanding the type of fool you're dealing with and how you should handle it, right? It's not engaging in a foolish argument and becoming as foolish as they are, but sometimes it is giving a stern and direct answer from the beginning to not let it continuing to go on and get worse and impact more, right? Sometimes the best way to deal with a foolish situation is to step in and stop it, okay? It's always important to understand, and when we learn through things like these proverbs, we're able to really see the differences. That way we can apply them in the proper context in the different situations we face. Verse 6. Trusting a fool to convey a message is like cutting off one's feet or drinking poison. A proverb in the mouth of a fool is as useless as a paralyzed leg. Wow. Honoring a fool is as foolish as tying a stone to a slingshot. It's not going to work very well, is it? A proverb in the mouth of a fool is like a thorny branch brandished by a drunk. An employer who hires a fool or a bystander is like an archer who shoots at random. How many businesses these days do you feel like that's the case? As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. Again, this isn't meant to just be mean, okay? I know sometimes in our modern day, we're quick to jump to conclusion. It's really important here to hold that mirror up. I'm going to keep saying it. Lord, when has this been me? In what instances am I being the fool? Maybe it's not today, but maybe it's in the future. Maybe it's something you're thinking of in the past. Lord, help me to apply this to my life for what I'm doing and also with those that I come in contact with. Verse 12. There is more hope for fools than for people who think they are wise. See the difference? Oftentimes, at least fools know that they're being fools. Those who think they are wise, there's no helping because they've already made up their mind that they're wise. End of discussion. The lazy person claims there's a lion on the road. Yes, I'm sure there's a lion out there. As the door swings back and forth on its hinges, so the lazy person turns over in bed. See how we just go from foolish to lazy? A lot of connection here. Lazy people take food in their hand, but don't even lift it to their mouth. Lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. Interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking a dog's ears. Don't do that. Just as damaging as a madman shooting a deadly weapon is someone who lies to a friend and then says, "I was only joking." Fire goes out without wood, and quarrels disappear when gossip stops. See how we started with fools, laziness, they really go hand in hand, and now we're getting into these really bad habits we can fall into. A quarrelsome person starts fights as easily as hot embers light charcoal or fire lights wood. Rumors are dainty morsels that sink deep into one's heart. Smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. If you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. A lying tongue hates its victims, and flattering words cause ruin. Those are some strong proverbs we've got here today. Let's look at the 3 key wisdom points I really want us to take to heart in all of this. The first one being, don't answer a fool according to his folly. If somebody is being foolish and they are caught in that, you're diving into it and trying to argue it with them is usually not the wisest thing to do. The second thing here being that a gossip causes deep wounds. I know when we were kids, we were all told that sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. How many words have you been hurt by? Words have power, and the gossip and slander that you might be spreading or even just involved in can have really deep and long impacting consequences. The third being that fools repeat their folly like dogs return to vomit. I have lots of dogs. We live on a farm. Lots of gross things happen around here. It amazes me every time the places that I can't keep the dogs out of. They return to it over and over and over again, and it just blows my mind. But then I look so often at examples around me, or maybe even myself, and I see ways that I keep going back and going back and going back to things that I know I shouldn't. I can look at the dogs and see how clearly it is disgusting and not what they should be doing. But yet in what areas am I doing this myself? I think it's really important that we hold these mirrors up. We take God's wisdom and we apply it to our lives so that we can move forward. These are the types of studies that really can be so incredibly impactful. I really enjoyed day 26 here with you. We covered a lot of deep topics. I feel like we could sit here and talk about it for forever. But I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be sure to check your email to get those reflection questions. Sign up down below. Share it with a friend who could use some encouragement and wisdom today. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow, day 27. We're almost done, friends.